May 27, 2009, 7 a.m. I came to the door. I saw the guy in just t-shirt and shorts. And I probably think, oh, it's probably the neighbor. It was very early, like I'm in my boxers.
Yeah.
I opened the door. One guy from the stairs from top, another guy from the bottom. They taken me straight to the black car. I have no idea what's going on.
Holy smokes.
My grandma was with me at those times. She confused what's happening, you know.
Where's my son? Yeah.
Yeah, and they put me in the car. They bring me to like an office or something, and I see other guys, and then I see just everybody like screaming. I don't know, like someone's mom is there, you know, trying to like, but they don't care, you know. They just that's it. They shaved my head right there.
They fucking kidnapped you.
They kidnapped. They
holy
in
smokes!
my
I feel like I'm
brother.
watching a Taken scene, you know?
Yeah. Bonus episode. So we stopped at me arriving at the distribution facility. Is basically where all the soldiers, they give you uniform and all these things. And it's a mess. Like imagine after being checked, stripped naked, shaved, like it's just a bunch of guys in the room, and they give you the uniform. It's not even your size, and the people just grabbing the uniform and throwing it back to the person, you know. The shoes, like, you know, this army shoes, when it's brand new, it's very, very tough on the feet.
Yeah.
You know, so after this, you just wait, and it's been like 2-hour wait before the train. Then they put us all on the train, 2-day train, okay? And it was like very interesting time because it was just quiet. Nobody talked to each other. Nobody discussed anything. Everyone on the train, like 90 people maybe, they're all in their head.
Were you guys all going to the same place?
Yeah, so basically same place.
Ural?
South Ural, yes. It's a mountains, very cold area. There's like very small cities, nothing really there, just prisons and military camps, you know. So, and the interesting thing that we found, they didn't tell us where we're going because they're not supposed to tell you. So we were in train for 2 days. We didn't even know where we're going.
Why? Because of confidentiality reasons?
Confidentiality. They took our phones. I already knew that they know army. When you arrive, they take your money. They take your phone. So I left everything. I didn't took anything. So when we arrived there, everybody tired, everybody pale. You know, just don't know what's going on. Where we at? All we see is just the barbed wire. You know, barbed wire. One exit. Then you go in for 20 minutes, another gates, and then another gates, and it's just like gates, barbed wire.
And you're like, man, I'm in a movie at this point.
Yeah, everybody just like quiet, you know. And what happens after they open the car? So they change us from the train to those military trucks, and they kind of separated us in a group. So it's bunch of trucks, and it's just dirty inside, you know. There's no comfort. You're just sitting with your bag, and in your bag you have just basically your old clothing and stuff. So when we arrived there, first step in you know where you sleep, like we call it kazarma. It's like the place, the place where everybody is located. It's just 100 people in one room. There's two floors, two level beds.
So the barracks, yeah.
And one person goes in, another person goes in, gets the hit with the chair, boom, and it's just I see the body just falls in the front of me. Who did
that to the guy?
Just like sergeants, administration. It's just their way of showing, hey, that's where you at. You know what I mean?
Shut your mouth and do it.
Exactly.
Yourself, eh?
And then, you know, like for people who like mommy's boys, like more soft guys, because there was like a lot of 18-year-old guy. Like I went there when I'm 20, still young, but a lot of 18-year-old guy that just been taken from home, exactly like me. You know, for them is the horror movie. You know, so they just like, you see people like the kids all shaking, you know, and then basically you have to hold your bag, empty it, and they just put everything in a pile in the front of everybody. And then they see the phone and they're like, oh, who wanna call home? And they just grab the phone, smash it on the floor, someone's phone. For me, I have happened that I had my home keys like from home. Yeah. So the sergeant comes, he sees my home keys. He's like, oh, you wanna go home? You trying to leave, trying to escape? So he trying to just get on your nerves.
It's
I
not
guess.
a rattle.
So for me, it's in a way it was like funny, but like you can smile because like you see what happened. They just like throwing chairs. And
they'll beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm just quiet. I don't know what to say. So and in armies you can just say yes. It should be like yes. It's like a different word for yes.
Whatever, yes sir kind of thing.
Yeah, like sir, yes sir. Like you have to start certain way, finish certain way. Certain word for yes, certain word for no.
What does ura mean?
Ura, it's like hooray.
Oh, that's what it is?
Yeah, okay. Like hooray, like a cheer.
You never see those videos, when Vladimir gives a speech and then after that
like
he says ura, and everyone starts
ura. Yeah. So basically, and then what happens is our first night, because it was already late. You have to fold your uniform. They show you how to fold it in the front of the chair, and that's at 10 p.m. Lights out.
How many uniforms did they give you? Is it just the one? Or
brother, we'll get to it. That's crazy. I had one uniform for the entire year, and I washed it twice.
Holy smokes.
All you change is your underwear and tank top. And the way you change it too, like it's Fridays, basically like the bath day once a week. And everybody on Friday, just you take your underwear, one pile. And you
guys stink.
Yeah, and you take the clean one from another pile. So whatever they washed and whatever you took, it's not even yours. Like it's been washed, like you know what I mean? So it's just whatever dirty goes in one pile, whatever's clean in another pile. And
why
then
though? I don't understand why you can't have your own underwear and your own socks.
I guess it's just easier. Another thing, there's no such thing as socks in the Russian army right now. Maybe it is, especially for contractors, but at those times we call it partyanka. Partyanka is like a piece of cloth that you put your feet in, and you have to wrap it in a certain way.
Really?
So basically, in the field conditions, it's easier to dry, because socks, it's always constant. Like imagine you in the dirt for weeks, like during the wartime, and you have the same socks. It become like dirty. It becomes like sweaty. But this thing, you can dry it and you can wrap it in a different way with a different place. So that's basically they teach you. And because nobody knows how to wrap it properly, imagine 6 a.m. you have 45 seconds to wake up, and you go to 2 kilometers running in your new fresh leather boots in this piece of cloth that you don't know how to wrap. And I saw feet been like, how you say been destroyed till bones, the meat, the blood, like because after 2 kilometers run in these new boots and they're like a wrong wrapped piece of cloth, like you just destroy your feet
because it keeps rubbing on that one spot over and over again.
It's a very like special technique on how to wrap it. And basically our first night, 10 p.m. lights out. What the guys doing? They're pranking us, all right? Because they're all young too, the sergeants too. They not all of them are contractors too. They're like the same guys who just been there for 2 years, and then they finished the sergeant school for like 2 months, and they just older soldiers. What they do, they change all your uniform. Like let's say you sleep here, another guy sleeps here, different size, everything. They they change all the uniforms, and then 6 a.m. they say, "Rota padyom," meaning like wake up, and you have 45 seconds to get dressed. And imagine you confused, you put on someone else's clothing, and they just like all laughing at you, and you confused. I got like so angry, I literally told my sergeant, like I grabbed him, I'm like, get my stuff back, man. I work for it to get it at this distribution center of my size. So but over there, they basically you can fight. Once you fight, they put you in a cell. It's like a disbat, the one they're basically disciplinary battalion. So
is that what it stands for?
Yeah. So basically, this is like correctional camp. Where we arrived at those time, it was like a military base because for the first 2 months or the first month, you have to do the basic training. So they teach you like basic stuff, how to, let's say, stitch your patches, how to like wrap the piece of cloth instead
What
of socks.
did you call that again?
Partyanka. Yeah,
Partyanka.
there's like YouTube tutorials on how to do
I'm
it.
never gonna do it. That's for sure. You know, God bless socks. You know, I'm too busy to have to sit there and tie my own friggin' cloth.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? Like the older soldiers and all the like administration and other guys, they have socks, and you like, how's it fair? You know, like. But I think it's the part of mental training, of like to get you in these conditions of, you know, that's
Go through all the motions each step at a time.
Yeah. So it just I think what you learn from Russian army, it's not like guns and it's a lot of like mental like strength and survival skills. And you know, sometimes they can give you order, and let's say you have 2 hours to clean the snow around like a sniper, like there's a mountain where a sniper goes on top. So you have to clean the way from snow, and snow over there in Ural is like, you know, it's crazy high. But
continue the basic training. Continue a step at a time.
Yeah, okay. We'll get to it.
So showing your patches.
Yeah. So after that, they distribute you. Let's say they asking you what's your talent basically, and the main rule, you don't tell what you can do. Let's say if you being a cook, a chef, you don't tell it, because they're gonna put you in the kitchen and you're just gonna cook for the rest of the. It's just like you every initiative. It's like punished by the work that they give you. So because you don't want to work, right? Like you just want to be a regular soldier, but they just gonna assign you to something. So people usually don't show their talents, because you say, some people, they like to say that they're driver because it's chill. Like for the rest of the year, you're just gonna drive some officer, you know.
That's hilarious.
So for me, I didn't have much talents, you know. So I just said, whatever you tell me,
DJ.
like. Musician, yeah. So what happened after they choose from 90 people, they choose 6 on that day, on the distribution day. They choose 6 people, and I'm among them, and they put us separately. And I look at all these guys, and they all look weird. Like they all look like they like drug addicts or something. And I'm like, why they took me and put in. So at those times, I've been cool with one sergeant, and he comes and he's like, Isah, what's on your paper? Show me. Like, and I show him the paper. He looks at my paper and he reads, "First Outpost," and then he holds his head like this. "Good luck, brother," he says.
What?
And I ask him, what's the first outpost? Like, what is it? So it's basically the correctional camp that they sent me. Somebody else went.
So you went to the gulag.
Say exactly.
Just say the word. You went to the gulag,
brother.
You
the
know what I
gulag is for mostly. You know, let me tell you something. In Russia, if you, let's say, a cop, then and you did some type of crime, right? They don't put you in the same prison. There's a special prisons for cops. I think in US and Canada the same thing. Because if you go as in a prison as a cop, you're gonna get killed. So same thing for army. If you committed some military crime, right? Let's say you were selling bullets, or like you were just stealing property, or you hit your sergeant, something that you did wrong. You know, they can send you there.
Where?
To the disbat or to correctional camp. And it's basically prison. It's a military prison. Let's call it that way. So you still wearing the uniform, you still do like all the job, but it's more tough there. It's more discipline. It's just everything by the book. The people coming back from there.
Soldiers in prison.
Yeah, at the same time.
Okay.
You don't have patches, nothing. Okay. You know what I mean?
Is it like the movies? They put you in some like mountain underground bunker base. You know what I mean? And basically, you know, they call it a black site. No,
pretty much. So basically, they give me the direction. Outpost number 1. We confused. Where is it? And the main question I have is why I'm there. Like I didn't hit anybody. So basically, dragging from the past. Because I faked this document so I can finish my study in university. It's military service documents, Form 26, basically the one that gives you the the exemption and the time until you finish. By faking this document, it's a federal crime, and it's because it's related. I've been there basically as somebody who committed a crime.
So you went to prison.
It was a military correctional camp. I would say.
Same shit, in other words.
I
you
wouldn't.
know?
Yeah, I would say it's even worse because if they would give me they actually gave me the choice. Like they say, it's illegal what you did, and also you have to go to army. Like that's what you have to do now. So you can go there and come back with a clear record. As a soldier, you'll get a job. So they basically selling it to you. You know what I mean? But basically, they just trying to get another slave to
So he
their
went like this and he
legal
said,
slavery.
good luck, brother. Huh?
Yeah. So of course I chose. I don't want to come back and ruin my life with some record that like I've been to jail or something like this. Of course. So of course I chose army. So what happens after they put us in the trucks again, gate after gate, and then I see this. It's about 2 hours away from this military base. And I see just forests and mountains. And I see the big tower, and the guys open the door, and we get in. And it just was 19 of us. So 6 from this military base and about 10 or 12 people from another base. And I met all of them. And then there was also the older soldiers there as well, the one who did like 1 year already. And these guys, they tough. They try to take advantage of you because they think they know everything already.
Yeah.
Right. So basically, that's it. First day, they send us just to clean the place. It's the Outpost. Basically, what it does, every facility, let's say the secret facility where they do some type of nuclear, I don't know, work.
Oh, you've seen those ones?
So they not allow you to see it, but we work as a security to protect. So same time, it's a correctional camp, but same time they train you. They give you some training. So it's like 2 in 1. They give
Makes
you some.
sense. They want to keep the place secure.
Yeah, training is not that often. It's not like every day, but it's like once a week. They also teach you how to shoot, but during the time you at the outpost, let's say when you're patrolling, you're not allowed to carry legal, like real bullets, let's say.
Okay.
They give you empty magazine. So it's just there for the look for training, right? And you have to go on these towers, like it's basically go deep in the forest for 2 hours, you stay there for 4 hours, and then you walk back 2 hours. So literally you're doing the whole shift walking. And when you get there, of course, nobody's looking at you. Nobody actually standing there at the tower. Like sometimes we lay down, we put the jacket, and then people sleep in
Wow,
there.
because people were like, we don't even worry about war, nothing, no attacks.
Exactly, yeah. And all you see is just water. It's just basically the tower to protect protect this facility from the water area. So all you see is just this lake. And
Is this still the disbat?
so right now, as far as I know, they closed this place. At some point, they did it only for contractors into 2012. And in general, my unit is basically National Guard forces. It's called differently right now. I think they even in 2012 or 2016, they completely removed it, like Putin did it. So now it's called something else. I think it is called National Russian Federation National Guard or something.
But
It's
how
a
did they treat
different
you
name.
in the military prison anyways?
So basically,
Since
yeah.
you had to go to prison technically.
Yeah, discipline is crazy. And what you do, mostly you work. They wake you up 6 a.m. And what the government does, the administration does, they basically just steal in forest. And they use us as slaves just to cut trees. And sometimes they have this checkups when let's say the higher administration comes and they want to just to see, they give you like that day, they give you new uniform, they cook you nice food, and then you have to mask all this, how you call it, trunks from the cutted trees with clay and all the dirt.
Really?
Yeah, you have to mask it because if they're gonna see the tree being cut, our administration gonna get in trouble.
Why? What are they gonna tell them?
I mean, why are you cutting trees? Like, what's the trees for? Because they stealing those. Imagine huge.
Who's stealing them?
Our administration, the people
That's
who
so
watching
crazy,
us. They bring trucks. We cut the trees. We load we literally slavery. Nobody pays us. We put the trees in the truck, and they Imagine how much money you imagine you
That's
full truck of wood,
crazy.
real wood. It's some money. And summertime, I don't know. You do like, you know how
Who was
Brit-
in charge at that time? Was it the Communist Party?
No. Communist, like I was born during the communist times, but like
'Cause I saw-
Soviet Russia fell in 90s. You know, in 92 as far as I
Because
know.
I saw Vladimir Putin. He's part of the Independent People's Party or something.
Yeah, a lot of people confused. There's still communists. There's no communism in Russia.
And then there was his competitor. It says he's part of the Communist Party or something like that. I
There's
forgot his
Communist Party, but it's not the same as it was before. I remember as a kid the communist times. Everybody has like the same rugs, the same furniture. You go like even the keys, you can use the same key to some other apartment.
Get
You
outta
open
here.
the door. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, and we didn't have any plastic in the country. So there was a good and bad things.
So what did you like about that time?
What I like about
what did
the
you
time?
not like about that time?
It's just that people had more. They were more modest. You know,
During the communist times?
they were like without all the Western influence, like about like sex and all these shows. Like we didn't have any like filth on TV, and people were like more modest. Guys were like a gentleman, you know, and there was still like bad people, but the punishment for even you had the punishment for not working. Let's say you can't find a job, like because you know at least you can go to the plant and like do something like with your hands. But there are people who just like to sit down and do nothing because everybody was paying the same. You know, people who clean in the streets, and people who just work in an office or something, they getting paid exactly
So
the
a
same.
doctor and a waiter get the same. wage.
Exactly, yeah. So some people they just do nothing, getting paid the same, but sometimes they, you know, for example, alcoholism. If you drunk, you get sentenced to like social work. Like they send you somewhere to work for like 7 days. You know, so you've been punished, and during communist time, you've been punished for being lazy. There's actually like a legal punishment for laziness.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Maybe they should just punish lazy people today. You know what I mean? Stop making excuses and go do something with your lives.
So yeah, there was no plastic. I remember when they
So what
opened.
did you guys use?
Just like what we use right now, basically recycled
okay.
totes and like metal kind of. It looks like I don't know.
Did you have to wear? You said because you said everybody was wearing the same clothing, or is
Pretty
it,
much people was wearing like, you know, if you look at the old even like New York pictures, everybody dressed like suits and hats. Like,
I wish those times still exist.
you
To
know,
be honest.
so all the men classy, you know.
You got
no,
a carpenter building a goddamn house with nice trench pants and overalls or whatever.
Yeah.
Or sorry, the suspenders, and you're like, you look at these guys today. Half of the trades are full of crackheads.
Yeah,
you know?
no obesity, no like
Did they
bad
control the
foods.
amount of rations of food people got too?
Was that?
Like you get the same amount of meals every day or anything like that? Or am I just going off the rails at this point?
Nah, this is
Like, did a family get a bag of rice a month and been like, oh, listen, you finish that bag, it's your problem?
There were definitely food shortages. I remember that. Like you go to the store and there's just like nothing there. I remember those times. And sometimes it's actually a real fact that people couldn't pay with money, so they were paying with like liquor and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, just like,
That's
so,
crazy. That's what they were trading for.
Yeah,
food.
and when the Soviet Union fell, I remember my parents, they took me to my summer house, and I remember tanks on the street, like all this stuff. I was like, what, about 5-year-old? And then when I went to the first grade, they opened basically the way like to like American culture, you know, and just you. I remember, you know, this Marlboro cigarettes. So
Marlboros.
they treated the plastic bag with Marlboro like cowboy. Brother, they washed it. And it was a flex like Louis Vuitton bag right
That's
now.
hilarious.
And they're like, look, I got a plastic
I got
bag.
a
It was like
plastic
something. Their
bag.
jeans, people loved it, like Levi's
yeah?
jeans, you know, like something from the West.
That's
so
crazy.
basically, they saw how West lives. Imagine like for people who were just literally under communism, and then they saw all this freedom, like, you know, freedom of speech, freedom of expression, everything. And they just like, of course we want it. Like, imagine that you've been just in this bubble. So, but now we see the.
I wonder how happy they were when they opened up the country and like the communism came to an end.
Yeah, a lot of like, you know,
Obviously, some
different
people
people,
would've been like,
different
I wish-
opinions.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Some people happy, some people not happy.
I wonder if the majority were happy compared to the minority, you know? or if it was like a 50-50
I
split.
I still feel like majority was happy. I think. Yeah.
What about your side of the family? Were they happy communism came to an end? Or is that wait? Or is that something you can't answer because some of them still live there? You know?
No, that's okay. Like my father passed away, but I know he was at those
Allah
times.
yarhamah.
There's actually a show on Netflix. It's called Farza. Farza meaning like when you smuggling all those Western items like CDs and posters and jeans and all this stuff. And they were like in the beginning they were hunting those guys. Like
Really?
it's they were putting them in jail. It's like when you buy like cheap and when you resell for higher price. Basically, this action was illegal. It was like you can just buy and resell. Right now we call it business.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That's crazy. I was just about to be
Yeah.
like, well, how does that's
Yeah.
literally trading? That's what you're doing.
Literally, yeah. It was. I forgot the word for it, but it was.
So it must have been a massive culture shock when they opened it up.
Yeah. So, and my father, he was one of these guys.
Oh, that was doing that.
Yeah. So I assume he definitely was against the regime, and he was just trying to get rich and hustle and do all these things, you know. Because I remember all the picture. I see him wearing those like, I know, jeans and jean jackets, and he had those like. He loved rock music a lot, Beatles and all this, this all Pink Floyd, all these guys, because they were smuggling CDs and they were like making like just listening parties at homes, like illegally, you know.
That's crazy.
They were putting this, it's not CDs, it's like this big black vinyls.
Yeah,
I
know
they
you're
put it
about
and they
the
were
vinyl,
just listening like, rock and roll, man. You
That's
know?
crazy.
So everybody was hiding, but it was a lot of snitching going on. Like,
were they getting paid to snitch, by the way? Is that why?
snitches?
Yeah, if you caught your neighbor doing something, you tell us, we'll give you money or something like that, no?
This one, I don't know. I don't think so, but who knows, you know? I don't know. Don't have information on that. But I know people were scared of everything. And let's say even like the cases when, like Lenin, like the communist leader at those times, or Stalin, if you like wrap a fish, like, the herring or something like stinky fish and the newspaper with his picture, you can disappear, just literally.
Seriously?
Yeah, and the religion was not just like Islam, any Christian religion. They were destroying the churches. Communism, basically, your leader is your God. Like, how it's in China,
Really?
there's this atheistic, propaganda. So there's no God. It's just like working class, working people. And my grandpa, he was a priest and he disappeared for preaching.
That's crazy because I always thought the Communism Party was like hardcore Christian. That's what I thought it was.
No, atheist. Yeah.
That's incredible. I didn't know
Communist
that,
atheist. Yeah.
Because I remember I think it was Fidel Castro's defense, as he was saying Jesus was a true communist. So that they were basically trying to go based on the teaching of Jesus or something like that.
Yeah. Maybe they don't deny like the historical fact he existed, but they're trying to twist it in your mind. You know how like just brainwash Christians like about that he just like he's just a person, you know.
What about Putin? Was he around when you left, where you were there? Was he president at that time?
Yeah, is Putin there like what, over 20 years already? So I remember when he became president. At those time I went to Slovenia. I was like just snowboarding there for like New Year's party, and I remember we watched the TV and my boys, they come in and like, hey, Putin became president. Everybody was very happy because like Yeltsin, the person before Boris Yeltsin, before Putin, he literally the whole like war with Chechnya and the way they just Muslim and Christian tensions, immigrants tensions. He was just like, at some point, I think he gave up and just started drinking and just ruined the country. But at those times when Putin came, new guy, fresh, young, he turned the Chechen Republic. Now Chechens and Russians, they're like this. They know marble streets, the biggest mosque in Europe. Like,
So he did a good job for Russia?
I would like, based on my experience, yes, but a lot of people will say no because they're not from Moscow. So I would say a lot of money was invested in those capital cities like Moscow, St. Petersburg, but still out on the outskirts, those villages, like still no job, people drinking. You can see like a third world country. So a lot of people from those regions they would complain, but me being from Moscow, I see a lot of changes in a in a positive way.
So yeah, he cleaned up shop compared to Boris.
Yeah. So
So people are happy with him for a while.
yeah, I can
He
only
keeps getting reelected. I don't know if it's supposed to be rigged. He's taking out the opposition, or he's actually people want him in.
I don't know, brother. I can only see what I see. I know what I see. It's
I have a hard time trusting Western media, to be very honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm an
I
Arab,
mean,
bro.
definitely
I'm
the
Arab.
propaganda is crazy.
We
Like
already know the
Netflix,
bullshit.
Hollywood. You know that how many people they just like when they hear I'm from Russia, they mention that this is still communist. The people still believe we still live during communism. People think it's just like they say you don't look Russian. I'm like, brother, we have more than 100 ethnicities. What's the Russian look? They picture in their
Blonde hair,
head this
blue eyes.
Ivan Drago from Rocky who's drinking vodka, in the hat and like hugging a bear and like playing this like
That's
balalaika,
hilarious.
That's
Yeah.
what that's the brainwash, you know what I mean? So no, man, Russia is just there's one nation, but there's a lot of ethnicities. Every ethnicity, like on the border with China on the east, we have Asian-looking Russian. You will think it's Chinese person.
That's crazy.
Like by nationality he's Russian, by ethnicity he's maybe from Kazakhstan or from I don't know, all those like Mongolian influence. On the south you have like a Turkish influence. So there's where my tribe coming from my father's side. We're more influenced by like Turkey, Middle East, like our food, like even like religion, and on the north is like closer to like northwest. It's like Poland, Ukraine. This is like majority. This is like white Russian that people mostly.
That's
mostly
crazy.
see.
You hear what Poland's saying about refugees, and they're like, we'd never taken a single Muslim. And they're so proud of that. And they swear by it. Oh, Muslims are terrorists. Wherever they go, they cause problems. We refuse to take in one Muslim. Let me ask you this. The Donbass region, since everyone keeps talking about the Ukrainian war,
Brother, everything.
they're Russians.
Everything regarding politics, man. Honestly, I've been so busy for the past 2 years. I know what's going on from my friends, but I don't know much about like politics. I'm the person who just hates this topic. I know you discuss it a lot on your podcast and all this inflation, all this stuff. I'm so far from it. Like honestly, regarding Donbass, I know the majority of population they are Russians. I do have their relatives like from
As I was
Russia,
saying, I
from
remember last time
Ukrainian.
you said something about you had relatives in Ukraine.
Yeah. So, and everybody's saying different things. So imagine like if you're getting confused by stories of real people, how the TV and all the news making you confused about this war and the conflict and everything. But I know it's this conflict has been since like, it's forever, It's not like a new thing, They just put like Ukrainian flags everywhere last year. Brother, it's been there since like year 2000.
We
probably.
talk politics because all we ever know as Arabs is war, bro. If you think about it, they set the Middle East on fire the last 20 years. That's all we know, Because I'm Lebanese Palestinian too, so technically we're in the same problems as you.
Free Palestine. man.
Exactly.
All day.
I mean, man, hopefully,
Yeah, I feel like a woman just sitting there doing nothing. I swear, like
absolutely.
and my question is actually, I'll ask you. We're trying to like donate and trying to, with the Keen project and everything, like send money. What's the technical part of actually how the money get in there to Gaza?
The problem is the Israeli government controls the money anyways.
Yeah.
This is a massive
So all these
issue. So you can
donations, all the
hear-
thousands of dollars. What's the?
I don't know how it gets in there because if you think about it, how difficult was it to even get humanitarian aid in there?
Yeah.
Even when they talked about the first ceasefire and then they were going to send in 300 truckloads a day or 400, I don't remember the exact number. And then they ended up getting in like 10 a day or 5 a day or something ridiculously small. So what happens to the other 50 truckloads a day or 300 truckloads a day, which is what you need for these people? And then amount that to 36 days. At some point, that product is either going to go bad or it's going to be... Because there's claims that... was it Yemen or there was another country that was accusing Egypt that a lot of the aid that's going through the Egypt-Rafah border to get to the Palestinians are being sold in the black market. They're being sold to the black market. So obviously meaning that they're stealing the stuff that are going to the humanitarian aid. And then obviously what did the Egyptians respond? If you don't like it, find another border to pass through this, pass the items through then.
Yeah,
So it's crazy,
In the end of the day, it's just like your intention. Like God sees that we're donating, You know, it's all about.
No, I don't think people should stop donating.
Yeah,
by the
yeah,
way,
yeah. But I've been
Absolutely
judged
not.
for asking this question, let's say. But it's not
Why?
that I'm just because I'm kind of I put in my doubt is where my money go. Like it's niyyah, it's intention. Leave it to Allah, you know. But I still wanna like know what's the technical part. How maybe how to make it better. How the what's like is how the
I
money
don't know.
get into Gaza.
If you ask me, Israel is a bunch of genocidal
separated.
maniacs. I don't care what anybody says. If they look at
Yeah.
everything that you see in front of you, like Scarface says, the eyes don't lie, Chico. You know, you can literally go and see the stuff in real time. It's funny because a lot of us hated like my generation and up. We used to hate social media. All of us. It's causing degeneracy. You know, if you look what's happening in the world, it's because of social media. Why are relationships hard for men to find now? Because all these girls are getting all the attention they already need on social media. You have weak men,
Facts,
right?
facts.
So it brightened the horizon like crazy. What happened is now this is the one situation where if you see Western media, how come you never see, every time you see a Hamas article, it says murdered, killed, butchered, whatever. But whenever you see like an Israeli article that comes out about what the IDF has done, right? It says people were killed in an airstrike, not murdered, butchered, like they use for our side of the versions, right?
Or they just say just died for the Jewish people, let's say. And
So
for
the
being
crazy
killed.
part is remember they've had the control on the media for so long. Now social media flipped the game, where people are seeing in real time. This is literally what's happening in front of you. You have all these journalists risking their lives, bro. They're risking their lives. You're seeing it in real time. I forgot one of the other journalists. I think his name is Wa'il Dahdouh or something like that. His family was killed. And one of the airstrikes, they're basically the Israeli government was warning him to stop doing what he was doing. And then, obviously in solidarity and sovereignty of his people, he wants to stand with his people, and he's obviously there to showcase what's happening to the world. What did they do? They bombed the building his family was in, and they killed him, and they wiped him out. And then he's the one that's a little bit chubbier that you see on the news. Everybody knows Mu'taz and all these other guys. He's one of the popular ones too. So his family was killed, bro. Mu'taz was literally showing you live. He's getting phone calls. His life is being threatened. Drone strikes are happening right where his location is. Bro, they know where you are, bro. They know where you are, man. This whole bullshit where, oh yeah, it was just a coincidence. Then why the fuck were they able to bomb and they supposedly killed a Hamas commander in Lebanon inside a building with precision? If they really knew where you were, bro. So if there's journalists and all, bro, they don't abide by no fucking international court rulings or laws bro, they operate by their own laws. You know what I mean? Laws apply to everybody else except them. I don't know how you got me on this topic, but it gets me heated.
Yeah, I know. I know how you feel.
So I think everyone
everybody feels pain for that we can't do anything.
You know what?
And it's
I have to admit, man, it's the only time, and I hope everybody, whoever's listening to this, this is the only time in my life, where I've had conversations with native Canadians, like national Canadians that are white, that literally are telling me, fuck Israel. That are telling me, oh, free the Palestinians, that are telling me this is unfortunate. Normally, whenever these conflicts arise, you sense massive tension as a Muslim, bro. Massive. Be very honest with you. I don't know how long you said you've been here for a few years.
Since 2016.
I've been born here, So I've gone through the whole 9/11 here and all that. Obviously, sure, the States might be worse, but don't forget my aunt's hijabs were pulled off and beat up and all that other stuff too. So we've gone through something here. So even the attack on the parliament, when they killed that soldier, and it was a French-Canadian convert or some bullshit like that, that killed the soldier, bro. I seen the lady at the gas station that had a hijab on the veil. She was being attacked by a couple of these Canadians that are pissed off of, obviously, oh, look, Islamic terroristic fucking people are here to attack it. So anyways, fast forward that. This is the only time I've ever had white folks come up to me and be like, yo, man, what's happening is crazy. They're pissed off, bro. I'm so heartbroken. Or they even start breaking down in tears in front of me. And I'll just look at them and I'll be like, I don't even know how to respond. Because we normally never said anything, because it's always, as a Muslim, we have to apologize. Bro, you're entering our lands and butchering our fucking people. Why are we always the ones apologizing? Why isn't the fucking world apologizing to us for Why do our kids look like this, battered and beaten, bro? While your kids, all they talk about is, oh, what do you want to be? I want to be a doctor. I want to be an engineer. I want a Lamborghini. I want a mansion. I want Hollywood. Go look at our fucking kids. What do they say? I want a loaf of bread to break with my brothers. Oh, I want meat. I haven't had meat in a year. You know it'd be nice? Chicken. Not what you want to be, bro. They just want survival, you know?
Basic human rights.
They want peace.
You know?
Anyways, back to what you were saying. I don't think donation is a bad thing.
Of course.
Hopefully, whoever that's trying to negotiate deals to being able to get through this Zionist disgusting entity to be able to provide aid for the people, the show is up, eh?
Yeah.
The Israeli government, the Netanyahu fucking cabinet, the show is up. And the world sees what you're doing. Even Piers Morgan is starting to fucking turn on you guys.
No matter how
there's
how hard they try, like people see
the time is up for them, but I think people should continue donating, should continue speaking about the atrocities. So you really got me fired up, bro.
Yeah. I see your eyes are watering too, man.
Bro, it's disgusting, man. You see
sad,
people all the time, bro. Listen, you know what? One ummah, one nation.
Yeah.
Honestly. The whole split and kingdom here and Saudis and all, bro, one ummah and one nation, man. I don't give a shit who it is across the globe. If they're suffering atrocities and they're being hurt, and they're their civilians or innocents, bro. One ummah, one nation, man. You stand for them, bro. Just how it is. I think that's all right.
Nothing else to add, brother. That was the